Welcome to this segment of GTM Training Shorts, presented by GTM Training Institute, your source for comprehensive income tax compliance and tax provision learning and development. My name is Frank Nieves, Director and Practice Leader. Corporate tax can be complex, and understanding its terms and concepts can be challenging. GTM Training Shorts aims to simplify complex content into concise and comprehensible segments. In this short, we'll address the question, how to read an organization chart. Listen to Bill Shiraz, Senior Manager, ITS Practice, as he explains.
Thanks, Frank. So reading an organization chart can be tricky in the sense that not every company will use, the same figures. What we're using here, we feel like is pretty standard for the industry, and I think may help make sense of some of those spaghetti charts. So if we start in the top left, we have an entity that is treated for both US tax purposes and for foreign tax purposes as a corporation. We use a rectangle. When we talk about a partnership, in this case, a partnership that would be treated the same in US tax purposes and foreign tax purposes, standard is that we use the triangle. Working our way to the right, if you see a circle, sometimes that could represent an individual, but here in the corporate context, we're talking about a branch for both US tax purposes and for foreign tax purposes. Partnerships and branches being what we like to call sometimes disregarded in that its attributes flow up to its tax owner, whereas the corporation is a regarded entity that will maintain its attributes. If we go down to the bottom right part of the screen, we see what we usually call a disregarded entity or a check the box entity. What that means is that for local purposes, it's considered a corporation. For US tax purposes, it's treated electively as a branch. Then we go into our hybrid entities, our hybrid partnership entities, I should say. Starting at the bottom left, we see an entity that would be treated for local law purposes as a corporation, which is why we have that rectangle again, but for US tax purposes as a partnership, so that triangle is right side up. If the reverse were true, where in local law purposes we had a partnership, but for US tax purposes we had a corporation, again, a hybrid entity, we use the same approach. In this case, you'll see the triangle upside down.
For more information on how the entity classification of an entity impacts tax, check out our various training programs, scan the QR code, or email me for additional information or to suggest a future topic. Don't forget to like and subscribe below. Thank you.